boys and girls, welcome to another installment of the podcast where too much is not nearly enough, the original Pleasure Explosion. I am your host this week. My name is Jack Cruz. I'm joined by the Tasmanian tyrant, Dylan Blight.
I'll take it.
The Seeker of the Gods, Thomas Marshall.
I see what you did there.
The Silent Assassin, the Silent Assassin, Ashley Hobley.
Pleather explosion.
The Maven and the Spy, the putter in of the work, Jonathan Peck.
Keep putting in work.
And, to my dismay, the ginger in disguise, Nicholas Pryor.
It's your boy.
Now, I think we need to address the elephant or the ginger in the room, as it would be known. So, Nick, and I guess this will sort of sink in with the topic today about spoilers. We're going to be talking about pet hates and that, because obviously gingers is a pet hate of the majority of the population. Nick, what's the go, brother? You've been deceiving us all this time.
I am in no way deceiving you. I'm not a redhead.
Well, no, that's true. You're not a red head. But you do have some red hair.
A red beard. Red beard.
The red beard,
please,
that doesn't count.
Please explain.
I cannot explain it. When I actually was able to grow hair on my head, it was almost black. But for some reason my beard
almost
is
black
red.
as in ginger.
No, as in really dark brown.
That's racist.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know that it is. Anyway, well, this is yet
I don't
to be...
identify as a ginger.
This is yet to be resolved. There is an investigation pending. There will be charges laid, and the correct course of action will be taken.
This is a callback to our AFL Let's Play, in case anyone listening hasn't actually watched that, I suppose.
Go and check that out on the Pleasure Explosion YouTube channel.
It's also helpful for those of us that haven't actually watched the Let's Play as well. So.
Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can get that custom URL.
Absolutely. FYI, Thomas, your hair color is also in question, so just you'll be hearing from our lawyer.
We'll be taking DNA samples.
If we have to, we will.
My granddad had red hair when he was younger, but that's 2 generations ago, and there's been none of it since. So you can't fucking prove anything.
Bred that out.
It can, it can like seep through down the generations. I had a mate who, back in high school, who's him and his sister were like pasty ass ginger motherfuckers, and his parents were both like normal dark hair, like
normals. Yeah,
they were normals. Absolutely. I'm not afraid to say it. There's nothing
I can tell
sacred about being a ginger. I kid the
Are all
gingers
gingers
only because I
carrot
have no
top?
respect for them.
You talk about how you're not racist, but I don't know where this falls in line.
Is ginger race?
Yeah,
is ginger... Well,
yeah, it's like a Scottish kind of like...
They're a sub-race.
Well, that's not anything against Scottish people. I love Scottish people.
You certainly have some prejudices. That's all we're trying to say, Jack.
Prejudice. That's the correct word.
I have prejudice against gingers. I'm not afraid to say that, but I don't think that's a race thing. I think it's I
think it's a you thing.
I think
it's a you thing.
You think it's a Jack thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because you're a racist.
I'm not racist. We've been through
And
this.
you're just looking for a group that wasn't race-based that you could hate on.
That I can pay out on. Anyway, moving right along. Guys,
Good
today
choice.
Today I want to change the subject while my racial prejudice is in question. Guys, I want to talk today about what are your pet hates? What are the things that irk you? What are the things that drive you up the wall? What are just things like when they happen, you just go, oh, fuck it. They just fuck you. You see red. I'm gonna,
but not gingers because we don't like them.
I actually put them in.
I don't mind gingers.
I'm okay with people with red
ginger
hair.
sympathizer.
Yeah.
One of my best friends in high school was a ginger, actually.
So you're all... It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Emma Stone seems pretty cool, so.
It's just a joke.
Ash
It's
trying
just
to
a
play
joke.
it cool.
We don't actually hate gingers.
She seems
We don't.
We do,
cool.
but we as in the company don't.
Yeah.
Don't
You
lump us
do.
in with you, Jack.
Yeah.
There's a company?
We have
Yeah,
a
I just like to
company.
refer to it as a company.
I think
yeah.
it's a company.
We haven't actually
Very
haven't got
comfortable
any paperwork.
a
fellows.
company,
Yeah.
but
Despite the fact that we have no legal status to say that we are a company of any sort.
look, if in your head it's a company, it's a company. Plus, it sounds cooler to say than Twitter logo.
Very true. Very true. I think it's better to
I
say
do-
company than just bunch of blokes that just hang out and talk shit. But that's what we
I
are.
was going to say I
Comes
feel
off
I
the
am
tongue
in
better.
good company, so
Ah, you're a nice fella.
you're welcome.
Anyway, I'm just going to hit you with a few things that piss me off, just to give you a bit of a head start and just give you like an idea of where I'm sort of coming from with it. And these aren't like, it's not like I hate racists and I hate fucking.
Well,
we just keep
you
coming
would,
back
you
to
would
that,
then
don't
be
we?
hating yourself.
We keep
yeah.
coming self-loathing. But you know what I mean. Like this is more like pet peeves. So number one
Things that
is
insignificant things, really.
yeah, just sort of exactly. So like first thing is smudges on my glasses. Hate smudges on my glasses. Can't like if I have like the tiniest little speck on my glasses, and I only wear glasses like if I'm watching TV or at the footy or playing PlayStation.
So
or something
things
like
you
that.
do a lot.
Things I do
You
a
just
lot.
name 3 things you do a lot.
Yeah,
And
but
you're
like-
but I only wear them when.
Yeah, exactly.
I only wear them while I'm awake.
It's like
Yeah.
it's if I've got the tiniest little smudge on my glasses, it's like I'm blinded, like I can't fucking handle it. Other things that
The worst place for that is the cinema because it's so dark, and then you have
Yes.
the light of the screen. It's like, it drives me mad.
absolutely. Other thing, people who in their cars sit and don't move when the light turns green. So like, green means go, get the fuck moving. Like I hate it. Like you have
People in Melbourne just don't. They just stop and they don't move.
You're sitting at a red light, and then the light goes green, and they sit there for like 5 seconds, and it's like, motherfucker, it's green, move.
Some
I've
people
got
have very
people to-
slow reaction times.
Yeah, and that peeves me off. Hence
Gotta
the
put it in gear.
Hence the topic. I
Handbrake off.
hate people who don't walk up escalators.
That's a
I
thing
just-
for me too. Or down.
It's like, come
I
on,
think
people.
you're allowed to as long as you know there's no one else there.
If you're like elderly, or
if you're the only
people
person
room.
on it, do what you want.
Or just take a side. Take
you
a
need to
side
stay
of
to the
it.
left or something.
Yeah. Which follows into my next pet peeve: people who stand in my way. If there's like a walkway, and you and your fucking friends or your fucking grandmother or whoever you're with are taking up the whole walkway, you need to move and be considerate and get the fuck out of the way. Get out of the way. I hate when I order food on menu log, and it arrives 2 hours late.
There goes our sponsorship.
I hate people who put a
I want Uber
K.
Eats to sponsor this.
I hate when people put a K when they're pronouncing things. They put a K at the end of ing, so they're like, I was thinking
Something?
about something, yeah, or I'm going
that's
shopping,
what
or it's like everything.
do that?
Yes, and it makes
I
me
don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
it makes
No,
me makes me mad. Well, it doesn't make me. It just
Is this like a
irks me.
Is this like a Victorian lisp or something?
I don't know what it is,
No,
but it shits me.
I've heard people say it before. It's a real pain.
Yep.
It reminds me. There's
Is it kids? Is it like?
No, it's
is it
like- To be actually,
It can be
you know what?
anyone.
Yeah, it could be anyone. It's
What are you going to do if William starts speaking like that?
Slap him around? No, I was. I'll teach him correct pronunciations. Is what I'll do. I also
we've got a family friend, and one of their sons used to call Wellington. I think he probably still does. Used to say Wellington
that son
with
of
a
a
K
bitch.
in the middle. God, that was
The kind of thing
that
that
was
just makes you want to
awful.
strike a person, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, there is no K in this word.
No, right?
You're very-
It's like, fuck.
You're a very angry little fella, aren't you, Jack?
I'm peeved. And I wouldn't say I'm little. I'm probably more pudgy than anything.
No, there's the Harry Potter ghost. The Slytherin ghost house is called Peeves.
Is it really? That's interesting.
Cool story.
Continue.
And the last thing I've
How do you not know that?
I've never
Have we been
watched,
over this?
like
He's
all
not
of
a
the
Harry Potter
Potters.
person.
I'm not a Harry
that-
Potter
that's
person.
right.
He's a weirdo.
One of the
You know what
You
I
just
hate?
spoiled it for.
second last thing on my list is people who get in my personal
Spoilers.
space. Like I'm a hugger, right? But like if I don't know you, so like I was telling a story last night. The first time I met Dylan, I went to like hug him, and he was sort of like he like repelled at the side of me. So I'm like cool with that with people that I know.
Understandable.
But like I've got this customer that I look after, and he every time I'm in his shop, he's always got a tissue and he's always sick. But when I'm like talking to him, he's like 2 inches. He's like Nick with his microphone. He's like up in my shit, and I'm like, dude, back the fuck away. And I guess in this sort of encompasses all of my pet hates, other than smudges on glasses, is inconsiderate people. Probably my biggest pet hate. So that's sort of where I'm coming from with this thing. All insignificant, all things that they're not like life.
I was waiting
altering.
for more elaboration on the inconsiderate people.
Well, all of that stuff. People people that stand in like they have no consideration
People who
for other
do
people.
all the things that you hate.
Yeah, they stand in your
lump them
way.
all
They don't
together in
move.
one.
They don't open the door for you. They don't say thank you if you fucking do. Like you open it, you hold the door. Like you stand there. Like I walk through a door and there's like people coming. Like I will stand there all the time, like every single time, and hold the door open for people. I'll never walk through a door and
You want to know?
let
you wanna
people
know,
through. And people just don't say
funny
thank you. I'm like,
quick
fuck.
tangent on that.
Go for it.
I served it was just a quick story. I was at work one day, and I hate when people do that too, but I see people, like customers, do it for other customers right in front of me, and they won't say thank you. And I was in a real shitty mood this day, more so than usual, because I'm always in a shitty mood. But this woman holds up the door, and like she goes out or whatever, and then the next lady comes up to me, and I'm like, yeah, you could have said thank you to her for holding the door open for you. And then she was like, oh my god, didn't I say thank you? I'm like, no, you didn't. And then she ran out, knocked on the person's car door, and was like, I'm so sorry.
That is fucking
I should
awesome.
have said thank you for holding the door. And then she came back in, she's like, sorry about that. And I'm like, don't need to say sorry to me.
That was
But
fantastic.
I was
That's
secretly
awesome.
like fist busting myself.
Do you know what? That's
yeah,
like
fuck you.
faith in humanity restored. She was like, oh fuck, and like went out and like apologized. Like that's brilliant. I love
And
it.
she was genuine. She wasn't being sarcastic or anything.
No, she was genuine. She was just she was in her own world so much that I don't know, she was just,
That's fantastic.
love it.
I love
That's
that.
pretty ballsy of you, Dylan.
Yeah.
Why? That's
Dylan gives no
I
fucks.
think it's called not
Yeah,
giving
I was
a
gonna
fuck.
say, that's pretty small on things I've said to people.
As we heard a few weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Episode
Okay.
4.
It was.
Yeah.
It would have been episode 4. So what's like? What did everyone else sort of come up with when I put the topic out there? Are yours sort of more insignificant things like mine, or were yours more sort of grander scale things that like annoy you about the world? Or who's got something for me? Thomas, hit me.
I
hit
have
me.
a funny
Hit me
feeling
with your
that
best
Jono...
shot. Sorry,
Fire away! I have a
Benedict.
funny
People
feeling
butchering
that
songs.
Jono might share this one as well.
Yeah.
People
I do.
screwing up idioms. Like, somebody in our chat the other day said foolproof, which actually was Jono,
Yeah,
I
that
think,
was me.
on reflection.
I confess.
What did you
In-
say? Foolproof.
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 Fullproof.
So what's the actual?
That's
idiom?
another thing.
Oh, F-O-O.
Fool.
Yeah, foolproof.
Is it really foolproof?
It's
Okay.
really foolproof because
Really?
That makes
like,
sense.
it's like even a fool could sort of figure it out or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you
Ah.
don't have to be smart to do it.
The more you know.
Things like that.
Like yesterday,
Another
when you
example.
guys fucked up when you were like you pour over your CV. You got that wrong because it's actually
No, I didn't.
POUR.
You're incorrect, Jack. I looked it up before I wrote it.
I figured that, but that was another one. I saw that, and I'm like, the two smart guys spelled it that way. They must be right.
Yeah, because P-O-R-E, pour, is a completely different word to pouring something like a liquid.
yeah. That's the
I'm
thing,
not
I-
running liquid over my CV
Well,
and
you're
writing
pouring
style.
you're pouring your eyes. The vision is just like splashing over the page. Is how I
Pouring
That's
my
how
heart
I
and
thought it
soul
was.
into my writing.
Yeah, is that the same as well? You're pouring your heart and soul into it. It's PORE, or is that pour as in you cut your little thing and your blood starts
That-
seeping out?
That would be P-O-U-R.
Okay. This is like a history
Another
lesson. I like it.
example.
Well, it's not really
And
history.
Another example.
PAW is when cats look over CVs.
or pour when they use the ointment.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, when a fruit looks over your CV.
Yeah.
Very good.
You got any other ones there, Tom?
Nip it. I have a
Nip it
second
in the
one
bud?
because I didn't nip it in the bud. Yes, you do not nip things in the butt because that
Wow.
makes no sense.
Maybe speak for
Well,
yourself.
Whatever floats your boat.
My dog nips things in the butt.
But
Well, okay, maybe it does, but
the saying
the
is
Has
idiom-
bud.
someone
Yeah.
said nips? Did someone say butt instead of bud?
But people say it all the time. Nip it in
I've
the
never
butt.
heard some. Yeah, I've never heard someone say
No,
that.
I've never heard of
I've heard
that.
people say bud. Yeah, it is bud.
Yeah.
It is,
Another
it is
good one.
bud because
Just while we're on the subject, Tom and Jono, you can probably enlighten me on it. Is the saying play it by ear or play it by year?
What?
I've never heard anyone say play it by year.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
man.
No,
That's like a
no,
really
just-
long
it's
term.
it is play it by ear, isn't it?
Yes, it
play
is.
it by
Yeah,
ear.
yes.
Yeah,
Someone
like,
the other day
like
say-
the ear on your head.
Yeah. So someone the other day said it to me, like, "Oh, we'll play it by year." I'm like, "No, I don't think we will."
People also say play it by air, like as an air you breathe outside.
That's the kind of thing that just makes you
Really?
want to strike a
I
person.
never heard
isn't
that
it?
one.
Isn't that just?
Yeah.
Isn't that a New Zealand accent thing?
It is not a New
Yeah.
Zealand accent thing. It's people using
Chaps.
the wrong word.
I think it is because I've heard I've heard New Zealanders say like, "Oh, let's have a few bears," and they mean beer.
No, they didn't mean like the furry animal.
No,
on the-
they're saying the word right. You're just hearing. The
Yeah, you
accent.
heard
Yeah.
it wrong.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, but if
There's-
it could
as long
be
as
the
they're
same
saying
thing.
the word right.
They might say
No.
air, but they mean ear, but that's their accent. Unless they're typing it.
Were they typing it?
Someone's typing right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's on their phone on the podcast?
Oh man, is it?
Tom
Banned.
playing
iPad.
Vito's.
Banned.
Yeah.
No,
Banned.
it's quite possibly the iPad that I picked up to Google this stuff, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have the
silent.
keyboard turned off.
Another one
Looks like that's all the
For-
tapping
that's
that
a
I've
pet
got to
peeve.
do.
for all intensive
Ayo.
purposes.
All in, yeah.
Oh,
all in
yes.
terms of-
That's a good one. It's like all
God.
intents and
What's it meant?
purposes.
I've never
Oh,
heard
God.
anyone fuck up these things in my life, ever. And you always say Tasmanians are dumb, which, I mean, most of us are. And I've never heard anyone fuck up any of these. So
At
You
the
never
same
heard
time-
someone say for all
Wins.
intensive purposes.
At the same time,
Yeah,
Dylan, you
I'll
just
allow
did
that
say
one.
use.
What's it meant to be?
all
It's
intents
intent.
and
Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah.
So like,
What's wrong?
It's,
Use.
it's a saying about camping. Ew. Anyone?
No,
Bueller?
I don't
No.
get
No,
that.
I'm
Bueller?
not paying it. I'm not paying it at all.
Oh,
You can have the
right,
awkward
tense. I
silence.
get it.
File
Yeah,
it.
haha.
Yeah, tense. Get it? Tense.
Very funny.
Thank you. I'm here.
My
all
biggest
week.
pet peeve is Jack making bad jokes.
Hey.
Hey.
I'll go if anyone wants me to go.
Yeah, are you finished with that, Tom?
I'm
Googling something.
I'm looking
I
at
was
a
gonna
list
come back to it.
online to see if there are a couple more. The other one that I kind of wrote there is actually people saying just words wrong in general, like mistaking bought and brought.
That is a bad one.
Or,
All right,
it
no,
is-
let's just go to Jono. Let him have
or
his
when they
bitch
say
about me.
potato
Go,
or
Jono.
potato.
Go, Jono. Yeah, go.
I'm not going to mention
It's all-
anyone.
Yeah,
It is-
no, not by name, but whenever if Jono starts talking about grammar errors or spelling errors, I want everyone listening to know he's talking about me.
No, I'm talking about the populace in general.
He's a deep sea
Oh!
hatred for me.
The world. This is not directed
Hey,
at you,
I'm
Dylan.
part of the populace.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, says Nick.
Wait a minute.
That's me.
So,
What if
expanding on what Thomas has said, particularly in the written word, and it's because it's my job and it's my area of I guess skill is a word I would use because I am naturally grammatically skilled. I think it's always been an area that I did well at school. But if you can think about something that you excel in, maybe it's the job that you do. If you don't like your job, maybe it's Star Wars, or maybe it's something that you know a lot about, right?
That was
I'm
another
glad you chucked
slight
that
at
in
you,
because I was
Dill.
about to.
Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, I have zero skills. He's like, but you know, if you're a child kid, knowing stuff about Star Wars and still fucking that up sometimes is pretty good. So
Yeah.
I can't even give myself that one.
If
No, fuck it.
someone screws up something that you know a lot about, doesn't it just grind on you? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I get what you mean. Like, I have
So,
the same thing.
It depends
Sorry,
if
go ahead.
it depends if they're being intentionally ignorant.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yes.
That doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't hate that person. It just
Yes, you do.
Like, it's like Jack says, it just grinds. Like, for example, Hannah, my wife, is a nurse and a midwife. So when we're watching TV and there's someone doing something medical, whether it's CPR or they're, putting an IV in someone, she's like, that's
30
not how
compressions,
they do it.
no breaths.
Yeah, every time someone delivers a baby, it's like, that's not how it works. So that's not what a baby looks like when it comes out. And for me, when I see someone...
You need the catcher's mitt.
Yeah, when I see a word that's butchered or grammar, it just, because that's what I do for a living, it just bothers me so much. But, it's one of those things that's just there and it's part of the world, and I just have to kind of take a deep breath and just kind of try and ignore it.
Push it down, suppress it. No, I get what you mean. I get the same thing when people just as anecdotally, people talk about sport and stuff, and they're like, oh, and this thing happened. I'm like, no, that's not actually what happened or how it happened. Tom, sorry to cut you off.
I've found no, you're right. Another one on this list that apparently people make mistakes, although I've never heard of it in my life. Saying old-timers disease instead of Alzheimer's disease.
They're completely
I've never
different
heard
things.
of that.
Well, old-timers
Everyone gets
disease.
Alzheimer's.
Two different diseases.
Alzheimer's disease is just death.
Or
Yeah,
aging.
It's just being an old person.
Yeah, some of us call it, aging.
And there's no cure for either.
I mean, all of us have Alzheimer's disease. I hate to give it.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil it for you. Pangu. You all have Alzheimer's disease.
This is true. One day. We've also got on here arcs versus ask.
Oh, fuck.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I asked him.
Arc, as in
I
I've
asked
heard
him.
children say it.
That's like a full
No,
bogan one.
AKS.
Yeah.
AKS.
I
Yeah.
asked. I asked him.
Asks you a question.
I asked him.
Can
I
I
asked you once.
ask you something?
I asked you a million times. Yeah. No, that one's bad. My footy coach used to always say that. I asked you. I've been asking yous not to fucking lairize, not to buggerise around. Asked you.
That's just boganism.
It is, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a boganism.
Probably, but it's annoying because
It's
it's
like
not
half
a
the words
word.
I fuck up. Half the words I fuck up with boganisms.
Yeah, use that one you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Use,
that one's one that
ladder. I just said two
Minecraft.
different words. You can tell the difference.
YOLO instead
YOLO
of
instead of yellow.
Yellow. Ladder. I wrote a ladder and then I climbed up the ladder.
Oh,
And then I had a yellow drop down.
What?
Then probably brought. I brought and then brought. I brought, bought. Brought.
Dylan, what are your pet hates?
Jono. And Tom.
You brought yourself into this, Dylan. I did not say your name.
Okay, I got a list of small ones and then I got my main one.
Is this like a big scroll? He's like, it's like.
No. I cut myself short. I didn't want to spend all day on this. I had other things to do. So number 1 is fake claps by Tom. Number 2 is people who put money in or vouchers in their mouth and then try and give them to me. Because if you put money in your mouth, that's disgusting. Money's disgusting. And half the time when people try and give me vouchers at work, I'll just say, no, you can keep that. And I give them one for free because I'm not touching that disgusting shit.
Well,
And
do
then
they like come
pulling
in
their...
with it in
What,
their
they put-
mouth
they
or
put it-
something?
yeah,
They're like
it's in their
fucking
mouth.
around with it and they put it in their mouth to like get something out of their pocket. Yeah.
They're like searching through their wallet and they got the phone, they stick it in their mouth, and I'm like, that's fine if it's stick your phone in your mouth. Fine, do what you want. But this is something that you have to give to me in a minute, and you walk in and I'm just like, so I'm not touching that.
On that one,
Or
just on
women
that.
who pull money out of their bras. That's the worst.
See, I
Sorry,
don't mind
guys.
that. I don't mind that.
People do that.
I'm freshly single and ready to mingle. Pull whatever out of your bra.
No, just on the mouth thing, I hate when people lick their fingers and like flick the pages in a book.
Yes.
That too. Yeah, I don't know why
I was
you
at,
need
I was
to
at the
do
footy
that.
last week, and I was sitting there, and I buy like the footy record, and this old dude sitting next to me, he's like, "Excuse me, mate." It's like half time. I'm like, "Yeah, mate." He's like, "Do you mind if I just have a quick read of your footy record?" I'm like, "Sure, buddy, no worries." Give him the footy record, and then he's just like, he's like licking on his fingers, and then started like flicking through, and I'm like, "You son
I
of a."
would have done it. I wouldn't have got it back. I would have said, "You can go buy me another one."
Oh, I was so angry. I'm like, "You son of a bitch!" And then he's like this. He's like, "Oh, I don't have my glasses on." Here you go, and gives it back to me. I'm like, "You fuck."
It's like
Such a
you.
strange thing. Like,
Motherfucker.
I've never had trouble turning a page to the point
No,
that I've had
neither.
to.
I
don't get
my
it.
fingers.
I've seen people do it for cards, which I don't get. Like a bunch of bank cards, lick their finger and start sorting for them. I'm like, there's no fucking way you need to lick your fingers to do that.
Or when people do it with
No
money,
way.
that's even worse.
Yeah, counting.
What
money.
if what if you like in the NFL? Quarterbacks often lick their hand to get a better grip on the ball.
Yeah,
Where do you
that's
fall
okay.
on that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen that in basketball
But if you have to
too.
touch the ball too,
All sports are disgusting to me, so you fucking idiots can do what you want. You
I think that's
What
the
about
least thing they're
esports?
worrying about.
I lick my fingers before I drop on my WASDs. Let's go.
You like esports, Dylan, but you're trying to claim they're all sport. They are sports, but all sports are terrible. Can't have it both ways.
He said disgusting.
No. I'm just giving these particular people on this podcast shit. Everyone else, you're allowed to like your sports.
I
Continue with your list.
saw you talking about your torpedoes and your drop kicks the other day, Dylan.
Yeah, it's part of my game. You got to understand when I'm playing it. I got to play a role. People who don't say hi when I say hi. So like people come into work and I'm like hi, and then they don't say anything, and then 30 seconds later they're like, "Yep, just the $30." I'm like, okay, right. Well, who brought you up in the fucking barn? You learn how to say hi, bye. You know, just simple, the things you think that everyone should just fucking know. I spit it with people. I'm like, hi, $30 there. Oh, I didn't hear you say hi. What? You should have said hi. What? You're a rude cunt. Fuck you.
You need a new job,
Dog
Dylan.
ears. Dog
need a new
ears
fucking
in
job.
books.
You need a new job where you don't have to interact with anyone.
You're not goddamn right.
Well, once our Patreon cakes are...
Is another one. I've had that one since I was like a little child.
What is it?
Even when I was in primary
dog
school.
ears?
What?
Dog ears. Like I'd go into the
dog
library
ears.
in
Oh.
primary
Oh,
school,
yeah.
and people would have
that's the
fucking
worst,
dog
yeah.
ears in books.
Get a
and I'm
fucking
like,
bookmark, motherfucker.
Do you know how hard it is to get a bookmark? Not hard.
No.
Just get
Well, just a
random
piece of
A4
paper.
Use a
and
business
just
card.
Stick it
Yeah.
in. Anything. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anything.
Fucking
who
4-year-old.
carries business cards?
Jono's with his balls. I'll just use my business card as a.
Jono gave me so many business cards the first time I met him. I could have been reading 10 books at a time by now.
Yeah, you lost them all, didn't you?
Did you give me one?
They're all in books that you haven't read yet.
Yeah. Send me a business card.
They're in
and you
Spy
send
and
me
the
a book in
Maven.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Spy and the Maven. Yeah.
Buying the Maven will come with the bookmark.
Oh, another pet peeve when you buy a book expecting for it to be released and it doesn't come out for 6 years. That one fucking gets no.
I thought he was just going
Only
full
serious.
stop it at buying a book.
I'm only
Pet peeve,
serious.
buying books. Who reads anymore, right? Hey, not me, that's for sure.
I'm trying.
I can tell by your
work in
Goodreads
progress.
challenge.
Fuck you. Putting discs in other cases they don't belong, or upside down
Oh, yes.
cases, or
Yes.
upside down on entertainment units. Whenever I go to like someone's house, if I walk into your house and I've never met you, or like I barely know you and I've never been to you, I just walk into your lounge room, and if you've got a disc sitting on top of a DVD case or something, I'm judging you like 100% right there and then. It doesn't matter what you've been up to. I'm like, you're a bad person. Like, you're going to hell. You're actually going to hell.
Why are you going into people's houses you don't know?
He's just walking into random people's houses on the street. He's like, just Jay's the secret police, just checking to see if they've got discs out of cases.
Have you never been to someone's house you don't know, like a mutual friend?
Dylan's
or
like,
something?
Dylan's the guy handing out the paddles.
Or a drug dealer's house or something like that, you know?
Mutual friend, yeah.
That makes a lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah.
An old flatmate of mine was the fucking worst for not putting
that?
just putting stuff back and back where it belongs.
It's not hard.
Like it's like the disc in the case thing, but like also emptying the dishwasher. You don't just grab all of the cutlery and throw it into anywhere in the drawer. The knives with the knives, and the forks with the forks, and the spoons with the spoons. It's not fucking difficult.
That
I
goes
don't know,
back
that
to
sounds
my
pretty
like
civilized.
inconsiderate people, just people that don't give a fuck. That's that.
Yeah.
Like you can just couple all those people into that.
Yeah, well, on that, relating inconsiderate people to the discs one, I lent someone. The reason I barely lend anyone DVDs or any like Blu-rays or whatever.
You don't have enough to lend them
like
out.
a game. If someone was like,
Yeah.
"Can I borrow a game?" Years ago, I lent someone a couple Blu-rays. And like went down 2 days later to collect them, and I walk in and like one of them's just sitting like disc up on top. I'm like, are you fucking like that's inconsiderate? That's like that's zero respect for me as far as I'm concerned. You
I like how you
DVD, bro.
you walk down to collect it as well. You're like there with your stopwatch. Time's up, guys. Time's up. It was due back half an hour ago.
They're like his children, Tom. So
Well, they pretty much are. And my big one, the thing that pisses me off the most in life is failing at cinema etiquette. This is everything you can do in the cinema. It just pisses me off.
Did you put a K into
using
etiquette?
your phone.
I think it was a W or a Q.
Etiquette.
W.
Etiquette.
You don't pronounce it as a Q.
Etiquette.
Etiquette. You know my rule for this sort of thing is, as long as I know what I'm trying to say, I can write it on a piece of paper and it autocorrects to what I want it to be. 0 fucks given. I know the meaning of the word, so I can use it.
Fuck all
Do you have
y'all.
paper that autocorrects?
It's inconsiderate,
Hey?
Dylan.
You're inconsiderate to my...
What paper do you have that autocorrects?
Huh?
We can add that to our list.
Well, technology's moving fast. But no, like people that use their mobile phones. Forget, like, I went to see...
Feet on the seats.
Guardians of the Galaxy the other day, right? And my local cinema has
10 out of 10.
Like where you can book your seats. You have to pick what seat. So it's like, oh, you're in K9 or whatever. They did this a couple years ago.
Dog.
Usually isn't a problem.
I didn't want to
Usually
say it.
isn't a problem when there's like no one in the cinema because you'll just be like, oh, I'll sit wherever I want because there's no one here. Guardians of the Galaxy first day, sit. You'd think anyone who's got a brain would be like, I'll sit in my seat because look how busy it is. It's going to be mostly full. I'll sit in the right place. So I walk down and there's this guy and his girlfriend and me in my friend's seat. And I had to like tap him on the shoulder and be like, hey, you're in my seat. Oh, am I? Yeah, you're in my seat. Can you like move along 2 seats? Oh, if it's that big of a deal, it's like, well, yeah, because I booked these fucking seats. So he moves along. Movie's 15 minutes in. His phone starts vibrating. He pulls it out. Got to reply to this Facebook message because it's the fucking most important thing ever. I had a couple of years ago when I went and saw the second Apes movie, whichever the one that's called because it's so confusing because they're backwards. Rise, Dawn, whatever the fuck.
Dawn.
Dawn
I had a
of
kid.
Planet of the Apes.
Dawn was the
I had a
second one.
kid. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Stupid. They the person behind me was like there was an 8-year-old kid and like a 12-year-old kid. Why an 8-year-old kid should be watching that movie, I don't know. Why they should be watching it on
Likes
like the
monkeys?
first or second days when it's like really busy, I don't know. But he couldn't
Really likes
read.
monkeys.
Couldn't read. That movie's got a lot of subtitles. So every time something would happen on the movie, Caesar would be like, no, grumble, 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 and he'd say like, oh, I'm going to take down the humans. I'd hear behind me as I'm reading the subtitle on screen, he's going to take down the humans.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh my God, they're fucking kids. What do? I just have to put up with it. I couldn't fucking do anything.
Should have screamed,
I'd like-
learn how to read.
Oh, fuck it. And then like my last one was I went and saw The Descendants, the
George
George
Clooney.
Clooney.
the George Clooney movie a couple of years ago, and these 3 girls walked in and sat behind me, and they were like, I don't know,
fuck
15,
Oh,
no.
That turned super quick.
Pull out! Pull out!
Wait, how old were you when? Olden, how old were you then?
They're old enough now, but they were 15 at the time. So they sit behind me, and for some reason, I don't know what they thought they were going to watch, but like
George
20
Clooney.
minutes, half an hour in, they just start talking and complaining about how boring it is and why they planning what they're going to do after, what they're going to eat, and just saying that they were like, Shailene Woodley, oh my God, she's such a bitch, like a fucking blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, look at the clothes she's wearing, da, da, da. And they're like, this movie's so boring. Why are we even here? I'm like, why the fuck are you here? Like, did you watch a trailer for I don't know, like an action, like why? Just
Did you say something to him?
no. This was back in the time when I was a lot kinder and hadn't had
Less jaded.
my mind and heart. Yeah, I was like,
I remember
the world hadn't hurt me as much yet.
I went to the movies to see The Boat That Rocked, and I went with a couple of mates and
Good
his
Good
my
film,
mate's
yeah.
brother.
Yeah, it's a good film, yeah.
Oh well, I didn't get to listen to much of it because one of my mates, his brother and his friend and a couple of girls come along, and they sat in front of us and they were just talking the whole time. And about halfway through, I just got up and went off my fucking head at them, and they just fucking had to leave. I could not deal with it.
It's what you gotta do these days. I've learned.
I was like, for fuck's sake, I didn't come here to listen to you fucking talk. Will you fuck off?
George
I will
Costanza.
yell at someone these days, and like if they didn't shut up, I would just go ask for my money back now. Like I'd be like, can you shut the fuck up, or like, can you fucking stop talking or whatever. And if someone didn't, I'd just walk out and be like, someone's talking in there, I want my money back, or I want to go to the next screening or something. Like I'm not going to put up with it anymore. You pay as
What do
much
they
money
do
as
in
the
that
other person.
situation?
They'll do it. I've never had to do it, but it's what I'm going to do.
Wouldn't
'Cause
they-
most of the time, whenever you tell someone to shut up,
Wouldn't they
they're
just
like,
come out
"Ooh."
there and tell them to be quiet for you?
Then you've missed almost.
Yeah, but if
missed
I've
some of
missed
the
10
movie
minutes
by
in the
that point.
movie,
Yeah.
I want to see the whole thing again. Get fucked. Like, 10
Would
minutes
you
of movie.
would you ask for your money back, or would you ask for like a ticket to the next session or
Both.
something like that?
Yeah, I'd probably try and get away with both. I'd be like, "Have my money back, and I want to take the next one for free." Fuck you.
Fair enough.
I wonder if there's a term of service.
And they never do anything. Like, you can hear these people talking. Tell them to shut the fuck up.
Hey,
I've
Jack,
Is there
never
like a
had
term of
that.
service
Jack,
for
have you
buying a
taken-
movie ticket?
I think there is. Some cinemas have terms of service, but it's not like anyone does anything about it.
Jono, were you going to ask me if I've taken William to the cinemas?
I was going to ask you that, yeah.
No, I'm not a fucking idiot.
They have baby like they have
Yeah.
kid screenings or whatever. That's
Pram
where they take
sessions or
young
I
kids.
can't make him sit and watch the
This-
television at home for more than 5 minutes. I ain't going to take him to the
Yeah,
fucking
okay.
cinemas.
I haven't met William. I
There's-
don't have a gauge on... I don't know how old he is or whatever, but when he's old enough to start going to movies...
Shows how much you
You'll
care.
There's a
His uncle
cinema
Jono
near
doesn't even
my
come and
place
see him anymore.
that has a parents' room right up the back.
But it's like, what movie are you taking him to see anyway? You're like, oh
Pixar?
fuck, I better go take. Better
Alien
go watch-
Covenant.
Logan.
Yeah, but most of the movies that like you
Gotta
take,
take my infant
kids
child to
go
Logan.
see are kids movies, and they'll have like heaps
I
of
thought you said
kids screenings.
Frozen.
Logan.
No.
Logan.
Yeah, I was about to say you're going to be like, oh, I better take him to see Logan.
There was kids
Sit
when
down
I
and
went.
oh my god. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was like a 10-year-old kid in mine or something like that, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Ash, what?
Not my job.
What fucks you off, Ash? I can't imagine you being angry. So, what grinds your gears?
All of us.
Yeah.
Nick, what about you? No.
First thing that came to mind, telemarketers.
Mm.
They're just pretty much the worst. I mean, I know you have to make a living, but calling people when they don't want to talk to you is pretty much the worst thing you could do for a job, I think.
Don't have a home phone line. That's the easy solution to
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
we
I
used to
don't
have a
have- I
home
didn't
phone
have
line,
one.
not anymore. They cut it down a fair bit.
Who
Same
has
with
a
scam
home
artists.
phone anymore? We have the line.
I think you have to
between-
with NBN.
Yeah,
now.
you have to for the internet, but I just don't.
Yeah, you have to.
I haven't got a phone plugged
Yeah, I
in.
just
Don't
don't
have
have
a
a
phone plugged in.
Yeah, neither do I. It's like I had a home loan. I just needed to buy a phone to plug into it, but it's like, why would I? That's not necessary at all. I feel the same way about telemarketers that I do like door knockers though. It's
Yeah.
like I hate this, but I understand at the same time.
I-
So I try not to get too annoyed about it.
I said I used
I
to
just
do.
politely tell them I'm not interested.
I used to be a door knocker. Like that was my job. Like I used to do that, selling electricity and gas. So I
Hate yourself?
Yeah,
I hate
you.
myself. Yeah. No, but I know how they feel. Like I've done that before. So when they come to the door, I'm like, a lot of the time I'm like, fuck off. But then like sometimes I'm like, give me a spiel. I'm like, dude. I'm like, I've had a few times where people have like come and knocked on my door. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I see their badge. I'm like, I used to work for the same person you work for right now. And they're like, oh fuck, really? I'm like, yeah, you can fuck off too. Slam the door in their face. But no, I do.
The ones
I do.
in the shopping centres as well.
Yeah, they're the one. Yeah, they're the
Yeah.
I just I always
Hey,
walking with my
man.
headphones in.
Do you want to
They
talk
try to-
about trees and stuff?
They try to shake your hand.
Yes.
And they say, "Oh, what? Hi, I'm Ashley. Oh, what's your name?" Sorry, Ash. They say, "Hi," and then
fine.
I'm like, "Jono," and then I just keep walking.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I'm generally in shopping
Yeah.
centres for work, and I'm wearing like my Coke shirt. They're like, "Hey, Coca-Cola, man! Like, hey, man,
Yeah.
you want to come and talk about like the Starlight Foundation?" I'm like, "No, bro, I'm fucking
Clearly
working.
working.
Yeah, like I'm clearly busy. Like, fuck off. Talk to the fucking mums and dads walking through here. Like, I've got shit to do, son."
Yeah, I don't make eye contact.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That's,
Just don't
the
make
biggest
eye contact.
mistake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you have your headphones in.
Yeah,
That always
that works usually. One time I had my headphones in and someone said something to me. I just straight up pretended like I didn't hear them, and I just saw I kind of caught a glimpse in my peripheral vision of the disappointment in their face of being shut down. But
Yeah.
it's on them.
That's why I wear headphones all the time. Like even if I have paused or whatever, if you just have headphones in, chuck it in your chuck the end of the cord in your pocket. Don't even have it plugged in. It's just like you get away with just giving people a smile if they say something to you because you're like, can't hear you, but I can see you looking at me like, hey.
Yep.
That's it. Ash, you
I
gotta
often
have
just
something
sit
else.
with my
though.
headphones at work and my ears.
Just randomly.
Yeah,
I'd do it at my
yeah,
work
yeah.
if I could. Fuck it.
It's like my shit's paused all the time, and people kind of, I'm really sorry to disturb you. Oh, okay. Pull my headphones out. What do you want? Turns out I was listening to nothing.
Yeah, they're like,
I was
they're not
eavesdropping.
plugged into anything. It's just dangling out down the bottom. Or you do the one where you're like pretending to be on the phone, then it starts ringing. Oh, fuck.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where he's a telemarketer and his phone's not even plugged in.
Yeah. Was there anything else, Ash? Any other ones on your list?
Also, people who don't use blinkers when they're driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Just
people
wait,
who
let's
call
indicate.
indicators blinkers.
No, fuck off. With
No.
that,
What?
Tom.
Fuck
Fuck
off.
No, they're indicators.
Yep.
They're indicators. I'm with Tom on this.
The indicators.
blinkers.
Blinkers is
No,
a
they're
common enough
indicators.
term.
Slang. No, I'm
It's a
sticking on.
colloquialism.
I'm signing.
I'll allow it.
I'm signing.
Indicators.
Indicators.
They're on the
Fuck
list.
off. Yeah, I'm with you, Tom.
Get over the New. You too. All right, Jack. Move to New
You
Zealand.
can
We
fuck
can
off
go
to
to
New
From the
Zealand,
motherland.
Tom.
Tom,
Fuck
Tom's
off.
from the motherland. That's
We'll move
Okay,
to
we
England
can
then.
move. You can move because here in Australia, I don't know if you know this or not. We have.
I'm not in Australia.
No one.
I was about to say the word, then I was like, maybe I should get Jono to say it in case I fucking say it wrong.
Who?
Can
Can we get like
I already
a?
said colloquialism, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah,
That's the
clinkalism.
words.
Can we get a census? Can we get a census
Can
on
you
this
try
one?
that again, Dylan?
What?
Explain what?
Clinkerisms or something
Colloquialism?
that you're saying?
He wants you to say the word.
Clinkerism.
Can we get a?
Colloquialisms?
Can we get a survey going?
Clinker.
Ash,
Clinkerisms.
obviously blinkers. Dylan, blinkers. Jono,
I'll allow it.
you allow blinkers or you allow?
Yeah.
But
I
like,
allow
what do you
both.
say? What do you say though?
I would say indicator, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But that doesn't
Nick,
mean that I would.
Nick, you've got
yeah.
the tiebreaker. What is
Blinker.
it? You fuckwit.
There's 6 of
Get
Get
us.
your passport ready.
People have
and
spoken.
apply for that fucking.
I'm just
green
gonna stay
card,
over in
Jack.
fucking in America when I'm over there.
See ya.
Fuck you, motherfuckers.
Don't say that. That might take away your Esther thing.
What? Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I'm just kidding, Mr. Trump.
I'm sure the TSA is listening to our
That's
podcast.
it. I'm linking
We're
this
the
to Trump.
number one TSA podcast on the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure that actually they are searching for everything that's got an explosion in it.
That's true. We are probably on top of their list. You know, podcasts on the watch list are like,
Take my name off the
explosion.
website.
Take your name goodness.
Another thing, people who don't know how to use roundabouts are the worst.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
that's a fact.
Like Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that.
Shout out to National Lampoons. What a fantastic series of movies. That is fantastic. Shout out to Chevy Chase, just in general.
People
No.
on that
No, Chevy
point,
Chase is a cunt.
He's a cunt.
Chevy Chase is a fucking OG. Whether or not he's a cunt.
Yeah, but now he's
OG
an old
cunt.
He's a douche.
There's plenty of old cunts out there, but
Jono was like, I was enjoying this podcast, and then all of a sudden it's like cunts coming out left, right, and centre here.
We all know Jono's pet peeve.
Yeah, why didn't you say that? You could have got you. My number one pet peeve is the word car. Hero pleasure. I hate the word car.
can you say the word bunt? Like bunt cake?
Yeah, one of my relatives' last name is Bunt.
Yeah, it is.
Well, he's a bit.
I don't get it.
Why can't you just?
Can-
Why can't you just say bunt? But just say. Can you just say C? Aunt?
I can say whatever I want, but why would I?
Would you say, see you next Tuesday?
I would say, yeah, see you next Tuesday.
Close enough.
'Cause
I'll
that's
take
what
it.
people say when they're going to say cunt. Yeah, so.
I'll take it. That's as close as we're going to get, I think.
I would say country music.
Oh! That was good. I like that.
Editing that
I
part
got a little
out to
tingle.
solo
I got a little tingle downstairs when you said that. That was good.
One last thing. When they change like book designs or DVD designs so they don't match anymore, like in a series,
Like on
that's
the
like an
spine.
OCD thing. Yes. So when you do a sequel to Spy and the Maven, which will definitely happen, I'm sure, you make sure they match.
10
Okay.
years.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Just
good.
We've got to get the first one
halfway
first
through
before we start
PS3
talking about the sequel.
generation.
I want an example, Ash, please.
Halfway through
Give us a
PS3 generation, they changed it
specific
from like the
example.
red
Oh,
3
yeah. The red.
to the other side thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
We've
you got
also
like,
got on the on the
That's
shelf.
the books I've
Just on an unrelated.
Stop.
that don't
Who
actually
misses
differ.
platinum games? Like the platinum, you remember
Yes.
platinum? Yeah, like the once the
The
game
PS1 generation.
Yeah, and they sort of did it in PS2 and a little bit in PS3, but
No,
They'd-
they did
they'd
it. They
sell
did
it
the
for, like-
essentials.
yeah,
They did
essentials
yeah. But they
and
had
red on
they were still
PS3.
like silver cases and that. But I missed
No,
that.
there were
There's-
red ones.
Yeah, there was
there
red-
were red
but no, but there
ones,
was
essentials, and there were silver ones as well.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, the
silver
silver
ones.
one.
Yeah.
My copy of Kingdom Hearts 1 is a silver case, like greatest hits
Yeah.
thing, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
platinum hit.
The platinum ones were rad because they'd sell them for like 45 or 50.
Yeah, they were
bucks
like they'd
instead
come
of-
I
out
got it
cheap.
for-
Yeah, I
I got-
remember that.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Kmart, $40. Yeah.
I have intentionally not bought games I wanted because they were in that case.
The platinum
in the
case, yeah, because they
platinum
were always like the generic. They didn't
shitty-
have like the
yeah.
the proper box art and the proper like the disc was like the generic like platinum disc. It didn't have
Yeah.
like whatever the yeah.
Even secondhand. It's like at the moment I just regularly look in EB for Resistance because that's something I want to play at some point.
I'll send
And they've always got Resistance 1 and 2 in the silver case, and I'm like, no, fuckers, I'm going nowhere near it.
Just buy digitally.
I never had the luxury as a kid to be like, no, Dad, Mum.
No,
we're not
I
buying
don't
this
want
copy
the
today."
platinum. I want the
I don't
original
like the artwork.
version.
It needs to be a steel
Mother
case.
dearest, could we go to the next store to look for a non-platinum edition of the game, please?
And I
Margaret,
Cedric, take me down
appreciates
to the EB games down the road.
on
Electronic
your
boutique.
comment, Nick, I'm fairly certain they're not digital. You can't buy them digitally.
what platinum?
The Resistance
No,
game.
the Resistance.
Resistance.
Games. I'm
Oh,
pretty
I
sure.
don't know, I've never.
Like
looked.
On
one
the
and two,
PS3
you
store.
can't buy Resistance. Yeah.
I'm sure. Did you want me to just mail them to you? I've got them. I'll bring them to America. You can borrow them. Mail them back to me. Just make
That
sure they
sounds
come
like
back.
a good idea.
Just make sure they come back in the same, like in the right case.
I'm gonna send them back intentionally in the wrong disc,
Shuffle them all
and
up.
I'm gonna send them to Dylan's house first.
I just get them back. It's just 3 copies of Knack in each case.
You want 9 copies of Knack?
3
in each case?
yes, I do. Yeah, I'd need 3 to just replace each game.
Oh, it's that is you saying that Knack is a bad game.
I think Knack's better than Resistance 1.
You need one copy of Knack to replace all 3.
Resistance 1 doesn't hold up definitely, and Resistance 3 is a fantastic game.
I never played Resistance 3.
You missed out on the good one. That was the best one of the series by far, easily.
I agree.
Easily.
2 was pretty mediocre.
Save it for Platinum Explosion.
I think we've had this conversation on Plat.
We saved the best till last.
We
though,
did.
right?
No.
Nicholas.
Pryor.
What are you not a
What
fan
are you
of?
a fan of?
Curmudgeon Lee Baker.
Or can we
Oh,
have the
crossbuns.
shorter list, which is what are you a fan of?
So what's the opposite of pet peeves?
Pet likes?
Guilty pleasures. I don't know.
No,
I-
because
I give you guilty pleasures, maybe. They at least feel like the opposite if it's not actually like the antonym.
Yeah. Anyway,
Right. Where to start?
from the top.
You're gonna
We're gonna have to
One
split
that
this
comes-
episode into 2.
Everybody prepared? Gonna be a
No,
while.
it's actually not that long.
That's what she said.
Boom.
Okay, the first one is places not offering Pepsi and only offering Coke.
See, this is... yeah.
Or when they offer Coke, they only have Coke Zero and not Diet Coke. That
Yeah.
pisses me the fuck
What do you
off.
mean Diet Coke? They just don't have regular Coke because regular Coke is the only one that anyone should ever want to drink.
Yeah.
You see, with diabetes, sugar affects you quite a lot.
When people ask
Okay, I'll
me,
give you
if
that.
I'm out for dinner and people
Yeah,
ask
Tom?
me, is a Pepsi okay? I ask them, is Monopoly money okay? Yeah, sure, can I? Do you mind if I pay with Monopoly
Do you
money?
legitimately do that?
I've
How
done it
original.
once. I have done it once. And
Can I
was
ask
on
a
holiday.
quick question?
And you
That's
say
fantastic.
Pepsi is fine.
Nick, can you...
Jono,
No, the correct answer to is Pepsi fine is can I have a Mountain Dew then, please?
Yes,
No.
that is the correct response.
True story.
Sugar
I had a Mountain-
also.
Answer.
True story. I had a Mountain Dew today. It was fantastic.
So what's
Yeah,
the
you
difference
don't-
between Diet Coke and Coke Zero for you?
Coke Zero is just, for me, taste too syrupy and too thick.
But they both
that
have
makes
no sugar.
sense.
They both have no sugar.
They both,
just a
yeah, they both
preference.
got a sweetener. Yeah,
So what's the actual
It's just one
difference
taste.
between them?
the taste.
Flavor.
But like the recipe wise, what's the difference?
I don't know.
There's nothing.
You
There's
have
not
to ask
much.
Jack
There's
on
not
that
much.
one.
They're pretty much.
There's a couple
Brand-
different
Yeah.
things. I've looked on the back, and there's like 2 different things. There's like preservative something or something. 2 random things like that you wouldn't even fucking notice.
What about that other Coke one, the Life or whatever it's called?
That's my jam.
Oh, that's got
stuff.
stevia
It
or
uses
something in it.
stevia, which is a natural sweetener. So
Breaking
it's
Bad spoilers.
It's also got carbohydrates.
Sorry, say again.
Do you want to sell me on how badly I need that in my store, Jack? What's your
Stevia?
pitch for
So-
Coke Life?
So Coke Life or Coke with stevia now, as we've relaunched it, is so it's not. A lot of people don't like to drink Coke Zero and Diet Coke because it uses aspartame, which is like an artificial sweetener that a lot of people believe is actually worse for you than sugar. And obviously, a lot of people don't drink red Coke because of the sugar content. So we've released this new Coke.
I was going to say they hate communism.
Yeah, that too. And so we've released this new Coke with stevia, which uses, so instead of being an artificial sweetener, it uses stevia, which is a natural sweetener that reduces the sugar content. So it's 50% less sugar than normal Coke, and it's sweetened with a natural sweetener. So it's really to not get because obviously your Zero and your Diet drinkers will always drink Zero and Diet, but it's to more get the people that have stopped buying red Coke. Because the sugar content, so you're offering them something that still has a little bit of sugar but uses a natural sweetener, so it's that more healthier option for that sort of consumer.
Okay, how much are we going to get charged Coke for this ad?
That's a good point. I'll ask the boss when I go to work tomorrow.
Good.
Good choice. Even if we can just get like a 6-pack mailed to each of us,
Except
I'll
Nick, he
look
doesn't
into
want it.
I'll look into it.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Well, not the stevia.
I'll take
one,
Diet
is it-
Vanilla Coke.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, we have Diet Vanilla. Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little sick.
Vanilla Coke's nice.
Vanilla
Dr.
Coke is
Pepper
the
made
fucking
by Coke?
jam. Say again.
Is Dr Pepper a Coca-Cola product?
I don't believe it is. No, well, it's not here.
No.
I'm not sure about over in the States. I think it's not. I think it's its own thing, but it's definitely not
I
here.
love
We
it.
don't
Tell you
sell it
what.
here.
I love that stuff.
Disgusting.
I hate, on the topic of Coke, when you go in somewhere that is like Coca-Cola Company or branded, but they don't have the one thing you want. Like, I'm pretty sure that
Like Diet Coke.
Primo is Coca-Cola Company, at least in New Zealand.
What the fuck is
maybe.
Primo?
I'm relatively certain. Chocolate milk.
Ah.
And you go in, and there's Wave, and there's cartons of Nippies,
Yeah.
and all these
Fucking
other
Nippies.
fucking
You
chocolate
you have
milks.
lost all of us, Tom.
No, I'm with you, Tom.
I know what
I'm with
Nippies
you.
is.
Hey, Tom, do you know what you
They
can
don't
do?
have the one that you want.
Do you know what you can do for me, Tom? And this
Just
goes
not
for
buy the other ones.
This goes for all of you guys. If you have places that you go and they don't have the drinks that you want, ask for them. Ask them for them because their rep will go in there, and the day that their rep tries to sell that product to them, they will buy it because they go, actually, that fucking weird dude with the beard came in and he asked me for that product. I should get
It's
that.
been trimmed.
Who are you talking about?
As someone who works
Tom, I
in
think.
the shop that he's given the example to, I would like to also come in and say that this isn't 100% true because our shop, someone could come, 2 people in a row could come in and be like, we want this certain Coke drink, and
Yeah, but you give no
the
fucks
big
because it's not
bosses
your
would-
money.
No, no, it's no.
That's
But I'm saying like
company.
I could tell my boss and be like, hey, these people, a bunch of people asked for this today, and she'd be like, oh, I'll pass it on to the next person, like higher up, and they'd be like, nah,
Yeah, but
we're good with what you.
it's a little. I'm talking more like
My,
your mum
uh,
and pop, like takeaways. And
Oh
that,
yeah, mum and
Yeah,
dad,
milk
yeah, they'll
bar.
probably do it. Yeah.
They rely a lot more on their drinks and their food.
And then
sales
you
than
never
a
go
petrol
back, so
station.
they waste their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are 3 dairies on the way between where I go training and home, and none of them have Primo. And on a Saturday and a Sunday, I'm walking home and I'm like, you know what? A Primo would be pretty nice right now. It's
Tom, what's a dairy?
What's the
You're not
difference?
talking about a farm.
It's
Yeah, I'm
like
thinking dairy
what's
farm.
a
the-
milk supplier.
no, like your little corner store, like
Yeah.
a 7-Eleven or
Yeah.
something.
We
but
don't
it's
call
owned
them
by-
dairies.
Huh? That's weird. I thought
People
you were
who
talking
live in
like
the back.
like a
milk
bakery,
shop.
No, it's like a milk bar.
No,
like a
Milk bar.
These
That's
are weird.
What else do they
Shout
sell,
out to
Tom?
L&P though. That shit is the fucking jam. I wish we had more of that here.
they
don't know
sell
what that is.
everything.
Doesn't Coke do a milk? Which Coke?
We do
does
Barista-
Coke do
Barista
one of the
Brothers.
milk drinks? Yeah, it's baristas. That's it. Yep. I I knew one at my work was Coke.
Yeah.
Farmers Union iced coffee.
I have the purple one and the
Tom.
red one.
Tom,
Yeah?
I will mail you the Resistance collection if you mail me a case of L&P.
The fuck is L&P?
Lemon and Priora?
Lemon and Paro.
Paro, is that how you say it?
Paro.
Paro. Priora. Call it.
Never heard.
It's
What the fuck
We're
is
going to have
that?
to practice that one in
it's,
person.
it's the fucking jam. That shit is the best.
It's a
What
drink.
flavour jam?
Sounds like Tom's getting the worst end of the stick.
I distinctly am.
I
Yeah.
need to hear more from Nick.
Yeah.
What was the topic?
Right.
Nick, what else do you hate?
Nick's hates.
People
It's a conversational
taking
podcast,
photos
Jono.
with a tablet.
Taking photos of a tablet.
It shits me to tears when people are out at a zoo or somewhere and they're taking photos with a fucking iPad.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
fun.
thought-
Fine,
my-
fine,
What if
it's
yeah,
like a
I
little
understand that.
Pull out your Mac.
No, it just oh. It
I
just
find it
shits me to
amusing.
tears.
I've seen Spike Lee
I
doing
don't know
that.
why, it just does.
Well, I mean...
Is it because
all
they're
you've
butchering
got.
your craft, or is
Sure.
No, I don't claim to have any ownership over photography. Anyone can do it, but a fucking tablet, seriously? even the camera quality on them is shit.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Nick. As far as, like, all the items you can have in your household, like, I would rather take a picture of my fucking, like, PSP than a tablet.
Not least
I
because
mean,
you just look like a douche.
No,
Who-
the quality, they are bad quality.
And
They use
who's
shit images.
Get a good iPad.
who's taking an iPad out with them to take photos with them?
parents?
Surely, if you have an iPad, you have a phone that can take photos.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's a good point.
Maybe they've used up all their space.
Maybe they think because the picture's bigger
The photo
on
will
the
be better.
screen, it's a better size.
They might
picture.
have an old
and you
phone.
say, "Ha, who would think that?" At which point I'd say, "You haven't talked to like
Old people.
Anyone.
lately." Like,
Maybe they
smart.
like
Them-
how it feels in their hands to hold it up, like an old school camera.
That's what
They
she
might
said.
have like an old phone with like shit camera.
I've got a Nokia 2300 and the latest iPad on me. Which would I
Yeah.
use?
That was my granny for a long time.
Really?
She had a 10-year-old Nokia, but she was meanwhile playing Words with Friends every single day on her iPad,
Oh,
texting
God.
me and
What a
getting
champ.
on Facebook. Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay,
Next.
my next pet hate is loud chewers or people chewing with their own mouth open.
Yeah, that's
I'll put my
understandable.
exception of you can do it at home.
No, not around me. I hate it.
No, not around you. I just mean like.
If you're by yourself, yeah, do whatever you
Yeah, that's what I
fucking
mean.
want.
Like I'll fucking.
Yep,
it's
if
like
you're not
a-
around
it's
Nick,
like it's like if you're in public or around people, chew with your mouth closed. But if you're at home, you can eat like a pig, and you should eat
Yeah.
like a pig sometimes because it feels fucking good.
It does.
So, chuck that out
Yeah.
there.
It's just it grates me. The loud chewers. I just can't deal with it.
My dad used to have a problem with me as a child because I was apparently too loud.
What do you
on
mean
the,
used to have a problem?
Dylan's parents' pet hates Dylan.
'Cause he used to tell me off all the time for drinking too loud.
Drinking too.
Like, can you drink quieter? But my pop would always stick up for me. Like after he looked away, he'd be like, "It's okay, Dylan." And I was like, "Can you just protect me? He's about to bash me."
And I think my last pet hate is irresponsible pet owners.
Yeah.
People that just buy a
Well,
pet and don't look after it, don't train it, don't do
Does this
anything.
tie
Let it-
back to like
let it
episode
fucking bark
2?
in the fucking backyard forever.
Look, I can. If you're trying to do something about the barking, I can understand that. But if
You're just letting it bark.
you're just letting it go, yeah, that's when I have a problem. And like, you can't take your dog for a walk anywhere because people have just bought dogs and they don't do anything with them, and then they just go off their tits when you walk past. Ugh, it just
Yeah,
shits
that's
me.
fair.
Yeah.
No,
I mean-
have I ever said my one of the weirdest pet interactions I ever had with this old lady? I was out walking my dog one day, and was out at like I was out a fair way.
Is
and
that
then
your dog
my-
or is it like a family dog?
No, it's like me and my brothers. But like when I moved out of house, it just stayed here. So now that I'm back here, I suppose it's my dog again. So, but
You should feature more in your vlogs.
He's been in it a couple times.
Not enough.
I come around this. I come around this corner.
I saw you wash it one time.
Oh my goodness.
That was very good.
What's the dog's name?
Is it
I don't
allowed
see the dog's
inside?
name.
It's Toby.
Hey, Toby.
T-O-B-Y.
Maguire.
Toby. I don't know why he was named that. I can't remember.
Is he
Dylan
allowed
was a big
inside?
Spider-Man fan.
No, he's not allowed inside.
Big
Well, I
Seabiscuit
let him inside
fan.
if my mum.
Big sea biscuit, man.
Just see biscuit.
But he doesn't like other dogs. Like he doesn't get along with other dogs well. And which is like whatever. He's always had for some reason he always had issues with it. And it's like that it is what it is.
Yeah,
He'll get along with
Charlie's
some
like
dogs.
that.
Yeah. But so I'm out walking him, and I always like cross the road whenever I see other dogs coming. You know, evade dogs because that's just what you got to do to not cause issues. But I come around this corner once, and this old lady's like walking a dog past me, and I didn't see. She came out of nowhere, and I like keep going to walk, and then she starts bringing her dog clothes, and I had my headphones in. I like take them out. I'm like, yeah, no, sorry, he doesn't like other dogs. And then she's trying to tell me how. She's like, oh no, you've got to let him talk. I'm like, no, and I'm like trying to keep pulling away, and she keeps like moving her dog closer to the point where I was like trying to be nice. I'm like, no, he doesn't like get along with other dogs well. So just keep moving, thanks.
Yeah,
we'll just keep
like
going.
Your dog
and then
like
she keeps
snap
coming,
at it and then we'll get in a fight. And,
yeah, and then she'll be like, I'm going to sue you for my dog. But then eventually I had to like snap at her. Like she kept bringing closer, and I had to yell at her. I'm like, lady,
you had to snap her.
can you?
Till it cracks the
I was
old
like,
lady
lady,
in the
can
face.
you fuck? I was like, can you just fuck off with your fucking dog? And like had to yell at her, and she just like stopped and looked at me like I just like broke her heart. And I was like, well, that's just
You probably
and then she
did.
just,
Is this
like-
the same
she's
lady
like-
you
She
yelled
won't be
at for
sliding
not-
into your
for not
DMs.
thanking,
No,
the
and then
lady?
she was like, you don't know how to... And then she was like, well, you don't know how to raise your dog properly. And then, like, marched off. And I was like, oh, my fucking God. Like, oh, you don't know
Hold
my
on.
dog. You don't need
You
to...
don't know my dog.
your
You
dog.
don't know my story.
Tom.
That comes into, like, inconsiderate shit
Yeah,
to me.
for sure.
Like,
For sure.
Thomas, do you catch the train to work?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I walk.
Oh. I just thought you said you caught the train earlier.
No.
who just took a fucking selfie or something?
It better not be with a tablet.
Hi, Hannah.
Go away.
Here's my
man,
pet
sorry.
peeve when significant others interrupt podcasting people.
Just turn the lights off.
I'm gonna.
Did you say turn the wife off?
Lights. Turn the lights off. She's messing with me.
You know
Thank you
my
for
other pet
respecting
peeve
our
is when
craft,
people-
Hannah. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
My
Yep.
pet peeve is when people have been with their girlfriends for ages but they don't marry them.
Yeah, that's the worst.
What are you talking about?
Even have a child with them.
Who? What are you talking about?
Come on, Jack.
Oh, dear.
I don't think anyone had mentioned it for at least an episode or two, so I was like, oh fuck.
Also-
for a while.
Segue.
What is a pain when people squeeze the toothbrush tube from the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
Hey,
that
don't
is
tell me how to live my life.
Do you
Oh,
really?
it's just the worst.
I can encompass.
No.
Actually, I've got a whole I can encompass my little brother and sister just into my pet peeves. So shout out Andy and Maggie if you ever listen
What
to this.
about-
Shout out to you two. You both shit me, but I love you. But you...
When she kills your pets.
no, that's my older sister.
Oh,
Yeah,
His family's kind of messed up, hey?
yeah.
Maggie, slide into Dylan's DMs.
Fucking
She's like
didn't get
17, you
didn't get
sick
a-
cunt.
Didn't get a...
Oh.
I'll probably still be single in a year, it's fine.
Dylan's like, so when's the birthday?
yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I can come up to Melbourne.
also, people leaving the lights on or turning all the lights on in the room when they're entirely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
turning
I have had-
PowerPoints
Oh,
off.
Yeah.
What's with that?
Turning
I do
I
that for
hate
some
that.
things.
I turn them off.
as in when
Why?
you got stuff plugged into them still.
Oh,
Like
no.
the TV at the PowerPoint.
I'm thinking like when a PowerPoint has got nothing plugged into it, but it's switched on, I'll
What?
turn that off.
Even
Yeah,
that,
that's
I'm like, well, okay, but
No,
it's not
I-
really necessary, is it?
To turn off the
If
PowerPoint.
it's something I don't use,
What if you accidentally put a fork
Yeah, I
in
was
there?
going to say, if you
Yeah.
got like a little kid walking around, they stick
Yeah,
something
that's
jam.
obviously-
on it.
Yeah, that's
What
obviously.
if I'm
a
taking a
different case.
piss in the corner and
If it's an
Why are you
electrical
pissing in-
item I don't use often, I turn it off at the PowerPoint. Like if I'm like, I won't use that for like 2 weeks or something. Or like if I'm not using it that often, I just turn it off at the PowerPoint.
But if it's like a toaster
Don't know
or
why.
something, it's not using power. Just sitting
No,
there.
not like not a toaster.
we
like,
put the
leave that
toaster
on.
back in the cupboard.
Is that a joke?
Oh,
Nope.
I got one last pet peeve.
Yeah.
Toaster goes back in the cupboard.
Why?
When Eddie Murphy gets all the roles in Hollywood.
Oh, that is.
That's such an in joke.
In joke. And stealth ninjas. Stealth gingers. Oh, goodness gracious
mispronouncing
me.
words. Jeez.
Mispronounced words, everything. Life. You can add that to the fucking list of pet hates.
Spoilers.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This has been another episode of Pleasure Explosion. This, as you probably know if you're listening to this, is a product of the Explosion Network. You can find all of our content over at www.pleasureexplosion.com, a website fantastically put together by our good friend Nicholas Pryor. All our content's over there. You can listen to our PlayStation podcast, Platinum Explosion. You can listen to our sports podcast, Grandstand Gurus. You can check out Dylan's movie and game reviews. Like, subscribe, share this with your friends and your mother. Everybody, Dylan, we'll start with you. Where can we find all you and your stuff?
Follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, Vivaladil, and go to youtube.com/Vivaladil.
Nicholas?
You can find me on Twitter at Lord N.PriorPhootography, Prior.
Jonathan?
What is
Ashley?
that noise?
Sorry, sir.
You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEY,
Thomas?
Tom DeBomb 89, TOMDABOM 89. You can find me anywhere with that practically.
Except
As
Snapchat.
Nick
Not
said
Snapchat.
when he asked, except Snapchat.
Not
but
Snapchat.
Nick asked what my Skype was for today, and I said guess.
Guess.
And now we're friends on Skype. So
Fantastic. You can follow...
So add him on Skype and call him too.
You can follow...
yeah,
You can follow...
add me on Skype. They've got a chat function.
Absolutely. You can follow Jono at Jono himself, seeing as he's too important to tell us where he's at. You can follow me at Cruisy
Somebody
Mate.
interrupted me. That's
You
what it
can
was.
view. You can email us at Pleasure Explosion Mail at gmail.com.
Contact page.
Pleasure.
Don't email
Breathe.
us.
Everyone breathe.
Everyone
Everyone
breathe.
breathe.
You can
breathe,
follow us
breathe.
at Dylan.
Whoosha.
Where can they email us?
pleasureexplosion.com/contact.
Please send us an email. Any questions you'd like us to address, concerns. That means you, Jaden Pryor. We'd like to hear more from you, sir. So we expect at least one question a week for each of the podcasts. Thank you so much. You can check us out on Twitter, Explosion Pod. Guys and gals, thank you again for joining us. Have a fucking great week.
We expect your questions to be on topic, even though you don't know what the upcoming topic.
Just have a
will be.
stab. Have a stab.
Good luck.
Go search for the YouTube and watch Viewing Gods, where me and Nick talk about American Gods.
Yes,
Thank you.
peace.
Oh, there's also a Let's Play up. You should watch that.
AFL
Evolution.
shit. Bowl.
I'm not a ginger.
I don't pay attention a quarter of the time, but that's not the point.